training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners.
Let's do it. Welcome. Oh my God.
Coming in hot.
She's broken. Fuck.
We're definitely not keeping all of this.
Welcome to Training Partners for Two Fitness Professionals.
We are 45 seconds. Boy.
Welcome to Training Partners, where two fitness professionals bring you strong takes loosely. Fuck.
That's pretty good. It's not bad.
Pretty good. I'm Weezy Shoemaker, joined as always by Justin McClintock, and today we shoot the shit.
We do. It is. I think I mentioned this before, but today is our 52nd episode. So it should be like our 1 year. I prepared something very small and very dumb for this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1 through 9, you get a birthday. Because you're a little kid. A little kid gets a birthday.
It's your birthday, so I know you want to ride out more Weezy.
Birthday. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Make it like your birthday every day.
Happy birthday. Now you're 1 year older. Happy birthday. Your life still isn't over. Happy birthday. You did not accomplish much, but you didn't die this year. I guess that's good enough.
That's it.
Wow. That is so much worse than any time I've ever been sung happy birthday.
That took almost 20 minutes to put together, I'll have you know.
I believe that. I
I also don't know. We'll have to see if like it's going to get DMCA'd. So it's possible no one will hear it. And I'll have to take it out of the episode. But I wanted you to hear it.
Well, thank you for that privilege. That's great.
Exactly. How you
That's
doing?
great. I'm well. Ted had a birthday recently
That's right.
and decided very, very last minute he wanted to go get hibachi for his birthday
Oh,
meal.
sure.
Which is actually the first full meal that we shared as husband and wife. Hibachi.
Not this one.
No.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
What a reveal. Like,
What a reveal.
I have questions.
We have never once eaten a meal together in
Right.
13 years we've been married and the 15 that we've been together. This was the first. No, when we got married, we had a morning wedding, like
Okay.
a Saturday morning,
Mhm.
because for the amount of people that we felt we had to invite, because we were both very young at the time,
Mm,
and both sets of parents had some opinions,
some strong requests.
some strong requests to have people that we wanted there too. It was going to be like a 250 plus person wedding.
It's a bunch of people.
And our all-in budget, like all-in soup to nuts, was $17,000. So for us to have
Which
a
is
wedding,
a big pile of money, to
right?
be
That's
clear.
a big pile of money. That's a big
Yeah.
pile of money, and we could have easily spent that just on food for that
Yeah.
amount of people on like a Saturday night at a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
So the choice was either Thursday evening or Saturday morning to invite everyone that we wanted to invite and have it where we wanted to have it. And we decided that he and I both wake up very early. At the time, I woke up at 3:30.
Yeah, that counts. That's early.
And we were like, we'll be up anyway. Like, let's get married in the morning and serve brunch. And then people can be like on their way at 2 p.m.
Yeah. I think that sounds nice. And then like lots of, if people want to do other things or go have
Right.
after shindigs, like
Yeah.
the world is
Right.
your oyster.
Sweet. But then, like we've had a whole wedding and it's like 4 p.m. by the time
Yeah.
we've had lunch and like taken a shower and gotten all the hairspray off and all that. And so it's
Right.
like, we're hungry. We were spending quite a bit of time like greeting people at the wedding itself. There's hibachi across the street.
Yeah.
So we both like hibachi, and he said, I want to go to hibachi for my birthday.
Sure.
And he did not, when they asked, "Are we celebrating anything?" say anything. And so, of course, that was my opportunity to say, we are actually celebrating something. He has a birthday today, and they brought out a full drum set and made him stand up, and they sang to him in, I believe, Japanese.
It's a reasonable guess.
Right. And they made everybody in the restaurant like clap along with it.
Wow.
But I was the tiniest bit salty about this birthday outing because I am the planner. I am the plan aheader.
Mm-hmm.
And about once a week for the last 8 to 10 weeks or so, it was, hey, you've got a birthday coming up. We can do something. We can do nothing. You can say, I want to do something, but I don't want to plan any of it. You can tell me I'm handling it and you need to have X hours free. Like, we can do whatever.
Yep.
Whatever's fine. I would just like some clarity around whatever is.
Mhm.
And the answer was always, let me think about it. And so then 11 a.m. on his actual birthday, I was like, what do you think you'd like to do today? I think I want to get hibachi. Okay.
That
Right.
requires some stuff to happen.
Right. So was able to acquire a sitter and figure it out. And my payback was just a little bit of social shame.
I mean, that's not unreasonable.
No, I don't think so. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Sorry,
You
I lost
good?
my dog again. No, everything's all right.
Okay.
If I had done that to my darling and amazing wife, like if we walked into a thing for her birthday and they were like, "Are you celebrating anything?" And I said, "Oh, it's your birthday," I would have gotten a very nasty look. And if they had then wheeled out a drum set, I just would have like taken the key off the key ring and slid it across the table. I'm like, this is just going to save time. I know those locks don't work anymore. You've already made the call. That's fine. Yep. That would have been the end of it.
Sure. That tracks. Yes. They did also bring him ice cream for free. So
Sure.
he's like, all right, sure.
I don't think that would have overcome the standing up in front of the drum set. You know,
Sure.
I've never gone to. I'm searching my brain. I don't think I've ever gone to a hibachi place.
Oh my gosh. You've never seen the fire volcano?
I mean, I've seen lots of videos of it, and I know, like, at
Right.
this point, I think it's kind of, I might be wrong, but I think it's kind like everyone kind of does the same thing.
Yeah. Sort of.
I do have a piece of trivia banging around in my head that probably the most well-known hibachi place is Benihana,
Right.
and that I think was certainly the first place to do it big
Yeah.
in the United States, to bring it over and have that big giant grill. There's another name for it.
Mhm.
Maybe it's called hibachi. I think there's another name for like what that grill is, a Japanese name predictably for it. And the person who founded Benihana is Steve Aoki's father. Steve Aoki, the very famous DJ. His last name, I forget what his first name is, but Martin, it's not Martin, but like Martin Aoki is the founder of Benihana. And did something else crazy too, as well as like had this insane life where he just like kept having kids with different women and like, but was like Benihana was in Hollywood and it was the place to be and all the celebrities were going. Like Elvis had his favorite Benihana chef and
Right.
all that kind of stuff was a thing once upon a time.
Our chef was exceptional. And it didn't feel like it was too like gimmicky.
Oh, good.
Like he did a good job and he took himself seriously and he was not like trying to like right, like just be cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah, I think I've always thought of it like, that's cool. Those are neat skills.
Mhm.
I overwhelmingly, if I'm maybe I guess I could see it with like a group of 10, but
Sure.
if I go out to dinner with a person, I want to talk to that person.
Right.
Probably. Not,
Right.
I don't know, not the dinner and a show thing.
Right.
But
Sure.
I'm sure there's a place for it.
Sure. Yes. What we like about it as well is that you walk away often with like 2 or 3 full meals worth of food.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like grilled meat, vegetables, and rice.
Yeah,
Like,
good stuff.
cool. This is great. This is my lunch for the first half of the week. Excellent. Love it.
That's really fun. I remember
Yeah.
seeing a video years ago. It's probably like a viral thing, but at a hibachi grill, and a guy leans over and asks if they have like where are their tortillas, and the chef says we don't have tortillas. We don't do that here. And the guy digs in his bag and pulls out his own tortillas. Started putting all the stuff in tortillas. That man had tactical tortillas.
Oh man.
If you know you like tortillas, I used to know someone who carried ranch dressing in their purse because they loved ranch dressing on everything.
Sure.
And it was like a very like boring, like it was like Kraft or whatever ranch dressing.
Right.
And
Sure.
they just kept it with them because they know what they liked and they were always going to have what they liked. Okay.
Right.
There might be something deeper going on here, but that's fine. That's cool.
Right. I remember somebody that I was very close to in college who was a doctoral candidate at the time. They are a doctor now.
Mhm.
Learned about monounsaturated fatty acids, and that became their whole personality.
Oh dear.
And they carried around like a pour spout of extra virgin olive oil everywhere that they went, and would like use it instead of sour cream at Chipotle, like pull it out of their satchel and like
Dear. Yeah.
they
I'm-
did evolve from that phase.
One would
But-
hope so.
It was very, very, very amusing at the time.
It's so funny when people have, and I'm sure I've done a bunch of, I know I've done a bunch of stuff like that.
For
but
sure.
like a thing comes in, you're like, oh, this is it. I'm going to do this to the max. I'm going to win at being the best at this.
I'm gonna fiber max.
Yeah. Everything maxing. I'm going to
Right.
paleo max. I'm going to barefoot max. I'm going to X, Y, and Z. You're like, okay, man, like just do
Right.
maybe less of this and just be cooler.
Right. When I see particularly a cishet presenting man's list of life maxing behaviors, my brain immediately goes to like, all right, so you're either single or your wife does 100% of the domestic labor.
Yeah. And if you're doing the things you say you're doing, because that's always a strong possibility that either these are lies or ambitions or
Sure.
kind of a fake personality they're trying to put on. You're like, this is, what's the, you just want to like drag him into a corner and put your arm around your shoulder. Like, so what's actually going on, man? Like, what's,
Right.
no. I know you're in the fiber and the thing and the looks and the fitness and the zone 2 cardio, but like, what happened? Like, who was she? What's going on? Like, why do you need this much noise in your life to keep out all the other stuff? Like, if you're doing all of this so hard, there's nothing else to do. You know what this reminds me of? This is a sharp left turn, but I re-saw it the other day. There's a British explorer named Sir Rainulf Fiennes. Amazing, amazing dude. A legend in the UK. Summited Everest some number of times, has been to the South Pole, like just incredible adventure, very well known. I think he's done a million TV shows and that kind of stuff, like sort of like David Attenborough level of fame to a degree, but he's the one doing all the stuff. He's going to these incredible places at a relatively advanced age. He'd been knighted and he was still doing it all. Got fingers amputated from being in the Arctic and toes amputated from being in the Antarctic and all these things. And I saw an interview with them on like a non-adventuring show. And they said, it seems like you've even picked up the pace as you've gotten older. You're doing more and more remarkable things. And I have to ask, your wife died 5 years ago or something at the time of the interview. Has that had an effect? And this like stoic British adventurer like looks and talks exactly the way you would want someone like that to be. And he said something like, and I'm not going to do the accent, but like, yes, we had been together since I was 13 years old. She died when I was 62. And I don't want to think anymore. So I'm going to be very busy from here on out. And it was this moment, I think it was on like a car show or something stupid, but I was like that like landed in my heart. It's like, like, first of all, like best case scenario, that's what happens to me in that kind of situation.
Sure.
But that sort of thing is what I think of when people are like doing some of these things so hard all the way to the max. I think of it as noise. Like you're just turning up the noise and staying really busy in all of these places that aren't necessarily bad, but you probably don't have to go that hard on them. What
Right.
are we avoiding? What do we're turning this up so we don't hear
Right.
what?
What are we trying to mute?
Yeah.
What are we trying to drown out?
I'm sorry if that's too serious for a shoot the shit
No.
episode.
I mean, shoot the shit. We could literally talk about anything that we wanted.
It's right. We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever
In my
we
world
want.
now.
It's our show, right?
Right.
So I've been spending a lot of time thinking about the upcoming Peru trip.
I imagine. Yeah, it is coming up fast.
It's coming up fast. At time of recording, we are 5 weeks out from departure.
Mhm.
And something that I don't actually even know that I shared this with you. I might have. I know Stormy knows.
What the fuck?
Because, well, I asked for some support
Oh, sure.
and was still very much in like the, I don't know how this is going to go and I don't really want people to know about it yet.
Mhm.
You know that I was on and off sick for the entire month of April.
Yep.
Right. 2 rounds of antibiotics, steroids, muscle relaxers, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the second round of all the good stuff got me feeling better. But then every single time after that point that I got over about 145 heart rate,
Mm-hmm.
5 to 8 hours later, I had developed a cough and a migraine and was feeling so frustrated by this. Like, okay, how am I going to do this hike in 3 months that's
Right.
going to be extremely aerobically taxing and at elevation? Like, and I can't even get into zone 3 for 3 minutes without being leveled later. Like, what do we do? So reached out to Stormy because I thought like I might be a candidate for cromolyn or like, hey, I need to go down an aggressive and fast pathway here to get a handle on this so that I can still go on the trip, which is now paid info. And Stormy, like any proper coach, asked a whole bunch of questions and a ton of consent. And it's like, I don't think that this is long COVID or something more serious, but I do think you're dealing with some post-exercise malaise. And I know that you're not going to like this very much, but I think you need to take about 2 weeks off.
Dum dum
And
dum.
dum dum, and you need to stay underneath symptom barriers. Like if you've established that your symptom barrier is about 145, like keep it to like 138 and below.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've just upped my training. And this time is so important to aerobically and cardiovascularly be prepared to do this literal mountain that I'm about to do. And she was like, yeah, but what if you can't get there because you keep beating yourself into a brick wall?
Yeah.
God, fucking damn it. I want to be the exception.
Mm-hmm. If only.
Right. And like chatted about, okay, do you think that we need to work together one-on-one? And Stormy said, no, I don't think so, but I'd like to check in with you in 2 weeks, introduce a little bit, like 10 minutes at that point, and then treat it as a green light or a yellow light if symptoms abate.
Mhm.
So we are roughly 3.5 weeks after that conversation.
Mhm.
Some intensity has re-entered the chat and disgusted to report that I am in fact not the exception to the rule. And sometimes
Infuriated that load versus capacity matters
infuriated.
and progressive overload is probably the way forward.
Infuriated. Right. So like last week I did, in addition to a bunch of zone 2 pickleball and like my standard lifts, I did one 10-minute Peloton where I intentionally got myself up into zone 3 3 times for like a cumulative 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then today I did a 20-minute Tabata in mostly 3 and like a sprinkling of 4.
Okay.
And we are now 7 hours later and I feel fine.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like, okay, great. I then need to like I'm not going to go and do a 1-hour ride tomorrow, but like, hey, I'll do another 20-minute maybe on Thursday and I'll
Yeah.
do another with my friend in Nashville over the weekend,
Mhm.
and we'll keep it at 2 to 3-ish, but then start to bring them closer together to mimic the compound of back-to-back hike days. So I'm feeling significantly better about it after like not continuing to run into a brick wall and wondering, is this a terrible, terrible mistake to try to
Right.
do this? But I also watched a YouTube vlog of people who did the exact trail that
Right.
I'm going to be doing. And I feel so much better about
Yeah.
it because in the least like judge a book by its cover type way
I knew
possible,
exactly where you were going.
I know that I'm fitter than these people and it's going to be fine. Ted also really, really kindly reminded me of something which I had totally forgotten and disregarded. So on the trip, I'm going to be doing about 48 miles with about 10,000 feet of vertical across 5 days.
Okay.
So it's not an insignificant effort. Like, let's call a spade, but I had a little bit of shell shock when I did all the math. I was like, oh my God, that's so many stairs. And Ted goes, well, hang on just 1 second, because you've been training for this for like almost 8 months. And do you remember that time we went to Aspen and we decided to look up a hike and we did it same day, poorly rested, a little hungover, basically no equipment. And it ended up being like one of the worst aerobically rated hikes in all of Colorado because it was like a 6-mile 3 out, 3 back, with 3,500 feet of elevation in that period of time. And he was like, do you remember when we did that? And like, yeah, it was really hard, but like, we did it and we hadn't
But it's
trained
fine.
at all. And it
Yeah.
was day 1 in Aspen. We were not acclimatized at all. We had basically no supplies. We had no preparation. And it was like, yeah, we're just fine. It's fine. Like, we looked up, where's a hike near? And we were like, oh, that one's like 0.2 of a mile away. Let's go do that one. And it was like 27 switchbacks or something absurd. And he was like, now think about the amount of preparedness that you have going into this effort. It's going to be fine. Okay. Yes.
Lots
You're
of room
right.
for lots of things to go sideways because
You're
you
right.
are so well prepared for it.
Right. And should shit hit the fan, like, should it be something that I'm truly not prepared for, I will be among a team of incredible people who will be able to prop me up and have spent money on really good insurance that if the worst should happen, like, I'm going to receive excellent care and it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. It's going to be fine.
There it is.
There it
There-
is.
I would be completely unsurprised to find out that there's lots of people who do this exact trail
Mhm.
and never actually trained for it in any way that you would think about
Right.
training.
Right.
They
Yeah.
like bought good shoes and, walked 8,000 steps a day in the city.
Right. Yeah. There's now like a group chat of the people that are going on the trip.
Mhm.
And one of them dropped into the chat like, haven't been able to train the way that I would like to because I had knee surgery in December. It was like, okay, well, I'm going to beat that person.
Almost definitely.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. You are unlikely to be the slow one.
Right.
Related to that, I don't know if I told you this or not. I think I told you part of it, but I've officially graduated / been discharged from both physical therapy and private coaching.
I alluded to, or not I alluded, you alluded to that you were doing your own programming. I saw that in stories and figured we'd chat about it. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited about it.
Excellent. So what is the next step in training going to look like for you?
It
What are you
is.
doing?
I just sketched out my plan A yesterday or the day before, maybe a couple days ago at this point.
Mhm.
I'm helping a buddy, internet friend, who's a British guy who built a gymnastics program.
Mm.
We're beta testing the app delivery system, a small group
Yeah.
of us. So I'm doing that and a small amount of my own strength and mobility work.
Great.
So I'm kind of letting that. I don't know what those workouts are. They're very, very. It's a pretty cool thing. I'll tell we'll see how it goes. If I love it and it's amazing, I'll sing its praises. And if I don't, I don't want to like shit talk anything before it happens yet.
Sure.
But you can kind of set it up for yourself. You can make it pretty personalized, even though it's an app. And it actually adjusts set to set based on how things are going, including like rep counts, but it might even swap the movement out. Like, oh, you can progress, you can do something harder right now. Let's do this on this set. Oh, we're going to pull back on this set. But I don't know exactly what they are. So I'm leaving that as like this is going to be a not more than 30-minute piece of body weight stuff on this number of days, combined with daily shoulder work, basically.
Sure.
A little bit of bodybuilding / hypertrophy stuff for fun and the feel goods, and some cardio to make sure I get outside in the summer, like reintroducing running, a little bit of rowing, a little bit of jump rope, things like that.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. We're only a couple days in, so who knows? It could all go to pieces.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah. It's also pretty cool talking to both my PT and my coach. And I brought the idea up, but when I did, each of them were like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, get out of here. You're cool.
Yeah.
High five.
Bye.
Rock and roll. Here's what I would do. Make sure you do this. Make sure you don't do this. Later, Gator."
Wow. Incredible. Well done.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool. I imagine that Justin 6 months ago would feel very relieved to hear this.
I was absolutely prepared to be doing the stuff I was doing for another year. Like, because frozen shoulder is so notoriously mysterious and hard to move, and the timelines are all over the place. The timelines are from like 4 months to 3.5 years is the typical recovery period. You're like, great. But I threw pretty much everything I knew how to throw at it, including having multiple experts just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I strongly believe that sped it up a lot. Or else I just could have, I was spinning my wheels before, and I could have easily spun my wheels for another year.
Right. I mean, what a testament to, like, if you have the ability to hire a coach when you're dealing with something meaty, right? Like, we both have the ability to navigate our own setbacks. And a lot of the time, we are too emotionally close to it to be objective. And so then it ends up like, well, this worked with this other client in 3 weeks, and it's been 3 weeks and it's not working for me. Why?
Yeah.
And so having somebody well qualified and who you trust and who you feel understood by to steer the ship so that you can just worry about like what's going on around you. Sick. That's great.
And it takes it because I worked with people I really trusted, and they, developed more and more trust with me. It built that certainty. So it wasn't, there's that thing that often gets used in like business advertising, sometimes fitness advertising, where if you knew for sure that this day and this date was going to be the day that you absolutely hit your goal. If I could tell you like, oh, I have really good news. On June 6th, 2026, you're going to hit your goal and everything's going to be good. You just keep doing this. That's just what's going to happen. It's going to work. It makes everything so much easier to do and follow through. It's the uncertainty where people fall down of, I don't know if this is going to work and I don't know what to do. And I'm stuck and I worked with a coach and that didn't work out. So maybe coaches are bad and I don't know what's going to go. You could be 6 weeks away from fixing everything you've been fighting for 3 years.
Yeah.
You need to keep moving. Giving up annoyingly isn't the fix. If only like lethargy and apathy worked, I would be on board because that's easier.
That is easier.
Yeah. And it wasn't like, not to like martyr myself, but like it was miserable. I haven't enjoyed training in any way since October. I mean, not really. There's been like some, oh, that was nice. I did one thing that felt good. I did this, but like, it's been like, oh, like it was very difficult to not look at it like a list of the things I couldn't do. Like, oh, I'm doing this like kind of complicated, really heavily cued landmine thing with one leg and this rotation and this breathing pattern and all of that. Like that's the last way I want to spend my time. However, it is exactly the path to where I want to go. Therefore, we're going to do this stuff.
Well, I imagine too, that's on like both buy-in and communication from your coach in moments of ambiguity of like, hey, I fucking hate this. Why are we doing it?
Yeah.
I imagine that Nick had the ability to zoom out and say, like, I know you hate this. Here's where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were, as I do with people, I'm sure you do with
Yeah.
people, sometimes the answer was, oh, okay, we can do something else. Let's do this version of this.
Right.
And at least, I can think of a couple of times where he was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, it hurts and it sucks and it's awkward and it's no fun.
Mhm.
I know.
I know.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'm gonna do it again. It's gonna hurt and be awkward and suck.
Uh-huh.
By the way, probably for another 10 weeks. Cool.
Cool.
But
Cool. That's great.
when it worked, and I was openly there for the result, not the journey. And that's sometimes an important
Right.
thing, like remembering why you're doing it. I was having this conversation with a BJJ coach athlete earlier today,
Mhm.
and they were talking to someone about like who was injured and like how hard do they go? Like they asked me if they're allowed to train today, like attend a BJJ session. And I was like, well, remember, like that's the point.
Right.
Like they're not working with you because they love the exercise stuff. There's
Right.
other people who do that, and that's potentially okay if that's the thing. This
Right.
person is only here to facilitate the other thing. So we should only give them things that make that happen and try and make that thing happen as much as possible.
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
Your stuff is amazing. She's a brilliant coach. Like I know her stuff is great. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
Right.
He is taking the journey to get the result. So let's make sure the result is crystal clear and we get as
Sure.
much of it as often as possible to
Mhm.
reinforce that.
Yeah, that I don't remember if this is an Alex Blennis thing or not. My favorite programmer.
Alec.
Alec, if you're listening to this, I love you. You're so strong and so fast. Oh my God. You're going to do something with that.
I'm going to clip it and DM it to Alec Blennis.
Whatever. It might have been him. It might have been somebody else who.
Mrs. Weezy Schumacher Blennis. Some kind of fitness polycule create.
I actually don't think that you could create somebody more opposing to Ted Shoemaker physically than
Right?
Alec Blennis. Like a short, stacked, straight-haired meatball. We look preposterous. That's the only reason why it won't work. But it was about it was a bunch of kind of like myth busty hot takes. And I might be like combining two different things in my brain
Sure.
right now, which is fine. I recall that one of them was like, hey, remember why you're training, right? Like the act of training is not the point, right? Like you don't want to just get really good at exercising. Like we need a why. We need a
Mhm.
thing, not just well, I want my biceps to be as big as they possibly could be.
Right.
Right? Like, hey, I want to train so that I can be a unit on the pickleball court and so that I am prepared for this Peru hike. When I come back, I imagine probably on the other side of the trip, I'm gonna have a hard time, I think, because I will not be. I think initially I'm gonna be like mountaintop experience.
Oh, yeah.
I think like after the dust settles, I am gonna experience in the least like dramatic type of way some grief of
Mhm.
oh, this thing that I spent so much time preparing for and thinking about and planning for is done. Now what?
Yep.
And so I'm already starting to think ahead about, okay, what do I think I might want to reach for next so that I am training for a thing and am not kind of stuck in going through the motions.
Yeah, completely. It makes me think there is no time in my life I've wanted to train for a marathon so badly as immediately after crossing the finish line of a marathon.
Yeah.
Like, I did it. I'm feeling good. That was awesome. I should probably get going again. I definitely need
Right.
to. I
I
definitely
should
want to do
probably
this
do
again.
one again.
And often the answer is like, take a couple weeks, man. Like,
Right.
hold on, take a
Sure.
breath. Maybe that is the answer.
Right.
Usually it wasn't. Usually it was like, oh no, that was hard and time consuming, and I got hurt a couple times, and I
Mhm.
really miss all of these other things.
Right.
I haven't been able to spend any time on. Why don't I go spend time at that and become a little like more well-rounded?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of like some early, I guess still current, but early debates / criticisms around CrossFit, especially with the games of like the quote unquote functional fitness, get good at all of this stuff so you can be good at anything in life
Yeah.
is, let's pretend it all works and it really was that to a degree, which it
Right.
kind of sort of whatever. Sure, totally. Like being able to you should be able to, back squat this and run this and jump this and climb this and throw this and yes. When it becomes like, oh, actually I'm just training these 15 movements over and over and over again so I can win a competition put together specifically to train these 15 movements. Sure. That's what you're training for though.
Right.
Don't
That's what
pretend
you're
you're training to be good at life
Right.
because you're not. There's gaping holes
Right.
all over the place, including the ability to move sideways.
Right.
It's fine. Let's just be clear about what we're doing. Like, you can't practice butterfly chest to bar pull-ups and pretend it makes sense anywhere outside of a CrossFit competition.
Right. Hey, I'm training to be the best I can possibly be in the sagittal plane only.
Yes. And even then, like, really specific ways.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yes. I am looking forward to as well seeing how far removed I am from CrossFit now.
Right. Yeah. Because you're dipping into the games.
I am. And like, to be clear, I have a deep appreciation for feats of athleticism
Totally.
across the board. And I would wager that I probably will not even know a quarter of the competition field because I just don't care anymore.
I don't know anyone who wasn't there at least like 6-7 years ago. I probably don't know their name now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it though. The games were always good.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that you will text me every time that there is any kind of problem with the scores on the board to be like,
Just real time.
hey.
Lane 3's fucking up. Like, yeah, Dave told me. I've heard it twice already.
I know. I think I texted this to you. I'm very confident I texted this to you because we talked about Dave. The owner of Strongest was at an on-site tour of like the facilities that they're going to use. And I said, cool, say hey to Dave for me, and sent a picture that Dave Castor and I had taken together at the ranch years ago. The owner of Strongest recommended that I put it on a t-shirt and a hat and a pair of socks and like wear them all to day one on site.
Just show up in a onesie with that all over it.
And my quippy response was like, I bet Dave is an XL, so I'll get him one too. Dave.
Yeah.
Put this on.
Yeah. I got you this. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I'll put it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah.
But I know that at some point, I can't tell you exactly when, but at some point at the games, it is likely that CEO of Rogue, director of the CrossFit Games, the Red Hat, and the head judge are all at one point crowding around my computer, glowering at me for an answer about something.
Waiting.
And it is going to be everything that I can do to not be absorbed into the ground.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I am moving as fast as I can move and do this correctly. Nothing you do will make me move faster. You can definitely slow me down. For example, the fact that we're having this conversation.
Right.
I could have been doing stuff.
Right. Yes. But I am excited. This is very much not my first high profile event, but it's a different animal. And I don't know if you know this, it's the 20th anniversary of the games this year.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
So I imagine they'll be doing some something.
Some stuff.
Some
things.
Some stuff.
I wonder if there'll be a swim event.
Oh my God. I bet not.
I would strongly suggest not.
I would strongly wager not.
Probably not.
For anybody listening to this who's like, why are they saying that? There was a prominent and highly favored to win that event athlete who quite literally drowned, like on camera in front of the finish line. People spectating there in person saw it, and the lifeguards, whoever they had appointed to whatever, he went under. Some folks noticed and tried to intervene and were turned away because it was not well understood yet what had happened. Whereas people watching it on video are like, what? Like, he's there and then he's not. And independent investigation results still kind of murky. He did not have a cardiac event. He did drown. Very, very, very sad. And so they probably will not do a swim event.
Yeah. One hopes not. That was very reasonably super bad news for
Super bad news.
everyone involved. And really, and it was a whole, we don't, if you want to, you can go Google it, read about it. We don't need to dive into it. It was very, very, very well covered by lots of different news outlets and stuff at the time. I do say, do you have random, we're going on CrossFit Games, like a favorite CrossFit Games event that has ever happened? Because the Games is known for people who don't know it, like CrossFit, there's a bunch of CrossFit stuff. And typically the Games will have versions of workouts you've seen before and may have done in a CrossFit gym, maybe at a higher scale or higher weights or longer rounds or whatever. But like, oh yeah, like I've done this kind of thing in my CrossFit gym, and often some other stuff. CrossFit claims to be, the ultimate test of fitness, and they love the unknown and unknowable. I mean, you should be prepared for anything we throw at you. So they famously have been like, we're doing this bike event, and like CrossFit doesn't do bikes, but they do, because you should be able to do anything. So we're doing this, rally cross bicycle event kind of thing. And various other exercises, implements you've never seen. They love introducing new pieces of equipment or
like
new
the pig.
Which is like kind of like a mega tire flip sort of thing. Bringing back old stuff. I remember the first year they had pegboards back in, which like back in the early days of CrossFit, pegboards were definitely a thing. And they were talked about a lot. And people had just kind of forgot about them, and they showed up one year and no one was any good at them. Do you have like an event or a thing in the CrossFit Games that you were like, wow, that was really good?
I really enjoyed the year, and I couldn't tell you what year this was, that they did Heavy Grace. Which Grace is 30 clean and jerks for time. And I think RX weight is 155, 105. I think that's true.
It's 135.95, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I trust your judgment, but Heavy Grace was heavier, right?
Like, it was like seriously heavy.
I think women were either slinging 135 or 155.
I think it was like 225, 155.
Yeah. And it became so clear who like the rhinoceroses of the pack were.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so fun because so many of the events at the Games are like, how fast are you, or what is your endurance? How quickly can you recover from a very, very heavy effort? Whereas this one was like, hey, it's heavy enough that the people who are used to training at like 95, 115 for endurance efforts are going to get hung out to dry.
Yeah.
And I think I remember, I might be confusing a few events in my head here, because they also did a version of Grace at the Rogue Invitational one year, and Cara Webb was there and was like smoking the pack, but she was not in first. And so they didn't put her on the broadcast at all. Like, it was one of the last events of the weekend, and she was not in a potential placing position. And so that's not a story that the broadcast wanted to tell. But so I might be like confusing the two in my brain, but I love that workout because it's just long enough that like you have to turn on that third energy system, but it still requires a tremendous amount of power and explosiveness to do it well.
Yeah, it's nasty.
And it's fun to watch because it's not like, great, we're watching you do 5 rounds for time across, 25 minutes, and we can't figure out where you are because you're traveling all over the field, and we can't tell from watching who's where. Like, usually when a workout like Grace is happening, they have to move up in placement once they get to a certain rep count. And so visually, it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorites. I also enjoyed when they introduced parallel stuff.
Yep.
Just purely because, like, there were so many who could not hang. And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yep. It's a whole thing. And again,
Yeah.
it's like I remember the CrossFit Journal where they taught you how to build parallettes out of PVC pipe.
Right.
Because every gym should have a pair of parallettes. It's really important. You should be using these all the time.
Right.
And people kind of forgot.
Right. Yeah.
I have a lot of like fond memories of different CrossFit events. Actually, the Kara Webb thing you said made me think of, I think it was the second games, which would have been like 2009. I think it was the third. It was really early, like low production value at the ranch. I think this is the one where like John Whalebourne came and was also like, they just asked him like the week before, it's like, do you want to come compete in this? Like, you're an ex-football player. We just want to see how you do. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do. And everyone thought Chris Spieler was going to win. It was the last event. I think it might have been Grace, actually. Like regular Grace is the last event. And all the cameras were on Chris Spieler. And then you heard time. And Jason Kalipa won. And the cameras weren't anywhere near him. No one was paying any attention to this guy. And he won the games. And he wasn't on camera when it happened.
Yeah.
Because everyone was so sure that this little fast, amazing dude was going to do it. And he was moving fast and just kind of no one clocked. It was also way before the days of what you're talking about, like making it visually clear where people are and judges signaling how many reps they were left. It's like it's on YouTube, but they're in a dirt field, clean and jerking barbells. You just hear time. And the camera like looks and whips around. It's like, huh? What? And this baby face Jason Kalipa is like holding his hands over his head, and you're like, did that guy just win and no one was paying attention? I think that's what happened. But there was an event, it was a number of years ago still. I think it was called Chaos. And it did a bunch of things. No one knew anything about it. Like, the event is show up.
Yeah.
And they started all 60 competitors at once. So there was no like watching the heat before you or anything. And what happened, it was amazing television. And I thought, like for a fitness thing, and an amazing event. It sounds incredibly stressful to be part of and potentially confusing. But it was 3, 2, 1, go. And your judge would tell you what to do. 3, 2, 1, go. Do 30 pull-ups. Okay. And then and there was like there was like hay bales out there. Like 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Move this hay bale, 50 yards, however you want to. It doesn't matter. Okay. And some people were pushing and like people getting the information, adapting in real time. We've talked about this, like the sport of reacting to what happens next and that being part of athleticism. And it was like, I thought, genius programming and incredible television. And I can imagine being an athlete where the judge like says something like, what? Because there's also music and chaos and people cheering. Like, what did you say? Do 3 pull-ups? No, do 33 pull-ups. Okay. And you're like feeling that stress rise because other people are doing stuff and you haven't heard it yet.
Right.
But it's a heck of an event for something like that.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I did not watch that year.
Yeah. It's something. It's worth going back for and realizing that everyone at the starting line, no one knows what's going to happen.
No one has any idea.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
I love
bonkers.
It. I love it.
And like so logistically difficult to set up. Like,
for sure.
What do you mean we need 60 lanes and 60 pieces of equipment? And like, we're just going to go crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
Right.
I can imagine it. So it's going to be okay.
Right. I have made within the last couple of days what I think is an important decision.
Oh boy.
Which is that I am not going to take my computer with me to Peru at all, because I certainly don't want to hike with it.
No.
Like, I don't need an extra 2 pounds of weight on my backpack. And we will have bags that we leave behind at the hotel. However, I don't really want to leave my laptop in that bag, just out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah.
And I also, like, this will force me to hand things off and to say, like, no, I can work on the plane. Like, no, you're sleeping on the plane. You are recuperating for the tremendous effort that you've either just done or are about to do on the plane. Absolutely not. And it will also make it so that I don't transfer into a CrossFit headspace until I am boots on the ground
Until you're there.
in San Jose, right? Like give myself the travel day to absorb what has just happened
Mhm.
before I jump into immediately the next thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like I'm going to send it out there with Ted because I will need it
Yeah.
once I get there. But that I'm starting to think about, okay, what are like I have a tactical list of all of the things that need to occur before I
Yep.
turn my computer off and make sure that Ted knows exactly where it is so that he can pack it. It's like, okay, wow, yeah, 5 weeks out, like we're doing this. Trying to think ahead and like talking to all clients now and
Mhm.
making decisions like rather than transfer everybody over to Jackie who is going to support while I'm gone, I'm instead just going to share my credentials so that all of the notes that she leaves don't disappear when they get
Yeah.
transferred back to me. And she doesn't have to worry about, like, hey, I know you said you would be back on Thursday, but I see that you logged in on Wednesday. Should I keep leaving? Like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. So I'm feeling excited about that. And I am going to take 2 full days off when I get back.
It's gone up. It's doubled.
It's doubled. That's right. I will get back Monday really, really late.
Mhm.
We will retrieve the boys on Tuesday morning. And then I've taken all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and
Yeah.
I will return in person on Thursday.
Yeah. I think it's smart.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
all of that. I think I made fun of you for saying you were only going to take one day off afterward on
Right.
this podcast. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Okay, that'll be plenty.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be easy. Totally.
Right.
But having that, like knowing when you're going to turn the laptop off and not have it is
Right.
also going to make you more productive now
Right.
because it has to get done. So
It
it'll
has
just
to
get
be
done.
Right.
And
So
then
it will.
when you don't have it, I bet you think about it very little because what are you going to do? There's nothing. You
Right.
can't do it. It's not accessible.
Right.
I'm not gonna buy a laptop in the middle of the Andes and log in and turn it on. So
Right.
no point. Someone will get in touch with me if they need to get in touch with me. Realistically, no one needs to get in touch with me, so I can be present and be this version of Wheeze while I'm doing this.
Right.
And then you're going to transfer into CrossFit/Stronger Wheeze.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Totally. Totally. The other pieces that I need to probably figure out before that, though, is making sure that like the app that we use to communicate with clients doesn't have 2-factor auth on.
Yeah, test some of that stuff.
Right. And getting in touch with all clients ahead of time because there are going to be some that start a new cycle while I'm gone. Right. Like,
Yep.
hey, we need to get on the front end of that. And if we need to have a conversation before this happens, this is kind of our end date for that.
Yeah, and I've talked to coaches about this a lot, but because it's very normal for coaches, especially newer coaches or maybe coaches who are newer to remote stuff that get really freaked out about going away,
Right.
about doing their check-ins at 7 a.m. every single day or Monday through Friday
Right.
or whatever their
Right.
deal is. And the number one piece of advice I always lead with is how much notice can you give?
Right.
Same thing with like any big change, like price
Mhm.
raises or any of that stuff. Like if you can give people a couple of months notice
Right.
that something is coming, it's much easier to digest.
Mhm.
It feels less like an emergency, and it's
Mhm.
lots of time for questions to come up and concerns to come up and you to manage things. And you as the coach can test stuff
Right.
like, well, I know this is coming, but I have all this time to kind of rehearse and put in new things like, oh, I thought this was going to work this way, but it didn't quite work this way. I need to change out how I do this or apply this or schedule this or
Mhm.
deliver this or all of that,
Mhm.
as opposed to, hey, everyone, I've made a big decision about my business. And as of Monday, it's called this and we do this and we train this and it costs this. See you
Right.
Monday. Like, no, that's how you, and I know
Right.
we both know gym owners who have done things like that. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's how you just cause emergencies because you're having feelings, buddy.
That's how you become the architect of your own chaos.
Yes. Like, I'm not saying you can't do all of that stuff, but you can't
Right.
just do it
Right.
if you want it to succeed. If you're trying to blow something up, that's a fine way to do it
Right.
and have fun. But assuming you're not trying to blow things up, having a plan and reverse engineering it a little bit is usually going to be pretty useful.
Right. You might see me shifting around quite a bit. Can I take a potty break?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yes. You have my permission. Welcome back.
Thank you. So you can take care of that in post.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just going to introduce, we're going to keep you taking a bathroom break, and I'm just going to introduce a ton of sound effects. Like you brought the mic with you.
Reasonable.
Exactly.
How is water fire training going?
Oh, it's going well. They had the first water fire of the year a week or two ago. I don't remember if we
Yeah.
talked about this.
No.
And I didn't work the event, though I attended the event, but I did a lot of this setup. We did an enormous amount of moving wood, like physical logs of wood to places they need to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went for the morning where we place all of the wood in the braziers, which are the torches in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
And it was a miserable morning weather-wise, like whipping winds and rain, and it got cold.
Mm-hmm.
And the whipping winds are uncomfortable to stand in, but they also push boats around. So it was a lot of moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It was also more people on the boat than I've had before, and fully laden with wood. That thing moves differently. I also thought I was just showing up to be crew, and I showed up, and a man I've never met before was like, "Are you Justin?" Yes. He goes, "Okay, well, you're the assistant captain, which means you're late. Get down here, clear this thing, move this wood, set this up, do this checklist. Don't be late next time." It's like, I didn't know. I thought I signed up to be crew. I didn't know I was captains in training. Well, your name is on the captains in training line. You've been assigned captain in training. You're supposed to be here earlier. It's like, I've been here for 45 seconds and I'm in trouble. And I was like, getting in trouble mode. I was like, I'm sorry. And okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Right.
But it got better after that. And the dude was really nice. Like, I piloted that boat a lot with people on it loading the stuff, and it's relatively precise driving because you need to pull up next to this brazier in the river, and the river is moving because it's a tidal river also, so it goes in and out, and the current could be moving either direction, as well as be high or low tide because it's tidal, which also changes where you can go and what you can do. That plus the wind and needing to keep the boat exactly where it was. So these people are leaning out and like putting wood in this really artistic way with kindling here and fire starters here, and then wrapping it so everything's exactly the same height and it looks exactly the same all the way around the outside. It was like, oh, this is work. It is very, very active, like 3 or 4 hours, whatever it was.
Right. Imagine you had to just like go somewhere and sit quietly for a little while after that, or like take a walk or something. Like the amount of brain and emotional capacity that took up. Like, okay, I'm going to need a moment.
Yeah, that was it. It wasn't, because I was mostly driving, it wasn't that physically hard, but it's a ton of focus. It was just like being on. And then I'm not, the captain is the captain, but I'm also paying attention to everyone's safety, and everyone's volunteers. At a bunch of people, it was their first time. So like, there was a 17-year-old kid like, hey, second time, both feet stay on the ground. Keep your feet on the deck. Don't lean out that far. If you need to lean out that far, it's my fault. I need to get you closer. You may not lean over the boat and have your feet off the ground, because I just don't want it to go in the water and that become a whole thing. So that paying attention to all of the people and all the stuff and all of the weather, and it's set up so there's a bunch of other boats in the river, and I'm dealing with way more traffic than I've dealt with before. And all the captains are like, this is one of the hardest days we've ever done this. Okay. That makes me feel a little better, because this feels like
this feels like a lot.
Yeah. Afterward, they provide breakfast and lunch, which is totally cool. But it was also raining, and there's not like a covered area or anything. So it's like hot dogs and cheeseburgers in the rain. And I walked up with filthy hands and picked up a cheeseburger and a hot dog and just walked away. I didn't talk to anyone. I just picked one up and I just walked away. And I ate a Dirty Hands cheeseburger and a Dirty Hands hot dog, quietly listening to my music, walking in the rain, and felt much better afterwards.
Oh my
I
God.
really just needed that like 15, 20 minutes of like being a little bit alone and getting some calories in me and feeling better.
Right. Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
I'm
it's
glad
going
it's
well
going
is
so
the short
well.
answer.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear that.
And I've signed up for a bunch more, including I'm going to be doing one on the 4th of July, which is the
Rowdy.
4th of July water fire is also definitely Providence's. It might be Rhode Island's 250th America's birthday celebration,
Yeah.
compounded in difficulty by the fact that it's the 4th of July and a big celebration, and water fire is basically an entirely volunteer run event. And there's fewer volunteers around
Right.
to do it because it's the
Because
4th
it's
of
a
July
holiday.
because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So they're a little hard up. So I may end up doing multiple shifts. We'll see. Because I'm going to be around.
Right. And I imagine your lovely wife is probably at the very least on call.
Yes, Yes, she's busy. I forget. We talked about this before I signed up for anything. But either she's on call and then on backup call, or she is. We're not going anywhere because she can't go anywhere because of work. I said, given that, do you care if I go do these things? And she said, oh, what? Get out of the house for a while and leave me by myself? Oh, that sounds so terrible. No, don't. Yeah, go ahead. Go.
No, don't.
Skedaddle.
I think I have to go because I just got a very troubling text message.
Such mystery. I don't
Which
say no more about it on the air. Leave it at that. Let's just sign off and make people wonder.
Okay, great. Team, this has been Training Partners. I'm Weezy Shoemaker. That's Justin McClintock. I will not be elaborating. Don't ask me. I'll tell you, Justin, offline, but listeners, not for you. Goodbye.
If you needed to know, you'd already know. Later, gang.
It's time for the training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners. We're ready to laugh and learn with our new best friend so bright. It's time for the training partners. Here come your training partners. So smart, so strong, so funny. Let's go with your training partners. We're ready to shine together.